Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. Before we get into our session, I just want to take a quick moment and thank our sponsor for this video, which is Fume. Fume is an innovative, award-nominated device that uses all natural, delicious flavors and an incredible design to help you shift your habits to something that's good. I love my Fume. I've been using it since June of this year, and at first I really didn't know what to expect with it. And I've come to find that it is such a great tool for me to overcome, I'll say, some bad or harmful habits that I have. It's not necessarily supposed to replace one specific habit. This can be good for biting your nails, this could be good for fidgeting, this could be good for bringing back to mindfulness, which is one of the ways that I really like to use it myself, because Fume has, they have like a fidget component, which is really awesome. It's such a great design and feels great in the hand. But they also, it's like a breath thing, you know, it's a thing that you can work with your breath. There's no vapor, there's no nicotine, there's nothing that you're inhaling. Essentially, they have these cores that are scented, kind of flavored, like you can kind of taste it. I don't know if that's just my brain connecting the dots there, but with these really yummy scents slash flavors. So instead of when I'm feeling anxious, let's say, or stressed, leaning into a habit that might not be the most supportive for me, I can rely on my Fume to sort of replace that, because it's, I don't know, from my experience anyway, it's not so easy to just stop something and like cut it out. You're very aware that you cut something out. Even when it comes to diet and stuff, like I've read, instead of looking at it like, oh, I'm not gonna eat that, instead just add the good or add things that are more supportive. So Fume for me kind of has that perspective of replacing something that might be bad for you with or harmful for you with something that is kind of neutral and just lets you expel that energy for the most part. I love this design. They now have like other versions of like the wood that you can get if you don't like the really pale one, but I like this one anyway. And then you just open it up and you can put in your Fume core here. That's what this is. I'll give you a little demo and you're good to go for like a week or two almost. You can control the, excuse me, let me get that to focus better. You can control like how much air you're pulling through from this little fidgety opening that we have here. I kind of keep mine here, but sometimes I like the opener all the way up. It has this great, just like I'll keep it in my pocket and be fidgeting with it like this because it has a magnet. It's just such a good feeling. And then like twisting it in my pocket or something. And then of course like the breathing it in. So you can just inhale. There's no batteries, there's no messy oils or anything like that. Just these really simple cores. And they have a variety of flavors, as I said. The ones that I received originally were the white cranberry, which is really lovely. For me, has a seasonal, like a holiday sort of flavor to it. It's very nice. There's a maple pepper flavor, which is one of my top favorites. I absolutely love this. I didn't know what to expect, but it's super duper yummy. And then my personal favorite, which is the crisp mint. I feel like you just can't go wrong with mint. It's refreshing, calming, and gives you that, like, you know, that taking a breath, like opening up sort of feeling. I don't know if that's a placebo from the mint, but I really enjoy it. And then they have the new ones, which are the orange vanilla, which is very lovely. I'd say probably my favorite of the newer ones that they have. A raspberry lemon and a sparkling grapefruit, which is also very nice. They're all really good, and I like being able to swap them out and have different options for it. As I use it, I like to just breathe in and focus, and then breathe out through my nose. And you get like you can really taste it then, like you can really like have the flavor, scent, aroma experience. My aunt stayed with me back in June as well, and she really liked this. She ended up purchasing one with my code, which was so nice of her. But it's really great. All my friends who I've let use this really enjoy it as well. It's just like, yeah, that's nice, is usually the response. And with all the little features and things, and the simplicity of it, just makes it a really great product for kicking any habit that you want to, and then replacing it with something neutral, fidgety, a way to kind of, again, like expel that energy that you have. Like, you got, in my humble opinion, you got to put it somewhere. So this is like an easy thing for me to keep in my pocket. Fume is a habit that you're free to enjoy because there is really no harm done here. Stopping a habit that is destructive is something that I know I put off, you know, there's always tomorrow, right? Because it's hard. But switching to Fume is easy, enjoyable, and even fun. Fume has over 100,000 customers and thousands of success stories. So there's no reason that can't be you too. Join Fume in accelerating humanity's breakup from destructive habits by picking up your journey pack today. You can head to tryfume.com/TheLunanate or scan the QR code here on the screen and use code TheLunanate to get 10% off your journey pack today. That's tryfume.com/TheLunanate and use code TheLunanate to save an additional 10% on your order today. Thank you so much to Fume for partnering with me on this video, and thank you so much, viewers and subscribers. I truly couldn't do this without you. And now let's get into our session. Hello, and thank you so very much for joining me tonight. I go by Lunanate, and what I'm creating for you is a ASMR style energy work session or meditation session, something you could use while meditating, or really the point is some time to focus on you, on your thoughts, on these topics, on your intentions for yourself, for your life, your manifestations, periods of transformation, periods of growth, which is kind of all the time, right? But I hope that you enjoy. I hope this serves you. At the time that I'm creating this, we are right in the middle of what's known as the Lionsgate portal, which is really the time period between the summer solstice and the autumn equinox, if I'm not mistaken. So even if you weren't like all about the Lionsgate portal, it's still an auspicious time to be in these transitions at this point in this cycle. But it doesn't matter when you watch this. If the theme resonates, it resonates. If you stumble across it, typically it kind of works that way mysteriously. That it seems like it's kind of meant for us at those times. But what we're going to be working with is supporting those who are obviously in a point of transformation in their life, big shifts, big changes, schedules changing, perspectives changing, habits changing, almost like personality changing. And I don't mean that in a ungrounded sort of way, but bringing in different qualities of yourself, maturity, knowledge, patience, careful listening, being more quiet, even perhaps for some of us, speaking our truth maybe a little more assertively for others, right? So who knows what everybody might be going through, but just rounding it out there, that this could be very supportive for times of great transformation. It could also be very supportive for manifesting, because this is a very potent time to set intentions to play out over the year. Specifically, I've heard that, and I think it was Evan Nathaniel Grimm, if I'm not mistaken, who described this as a time period, who is an astrologer, while I'm not an astrologer, described this as a time period for some of us to be setting intentions in regard to like online business, social media, things like that. But really, any, again, transformative or leveling up. Many people go through rebirth processes during this time, whether intentionally or just kind of unfolds. And some of my breakthroughs, just to be candid and authentic with you, have been in regard to my relationships, working through some people-pleasing things. I'm working through some healing, holding boundaries with family members and other close relationships. And And I've definitely felt a major shift in how I perceive that, and the need to, the need that I felt, though not quite conscious, though observable from hindsight for myself, to make people happy. I feel like in my relationships, I'm more concerned with if they like me first, whether I like them, or if I'm good to them, or not really judging if they're good to me. And this isn't just for like romantic ones, but family and even friendships. I kind of just really want people to like me. It's kind of embarrassing, but it's true. So those are some things I'm working through in therapy, but also some things I've really felt some great shifts unfolding. So perhaps some of you are building up a level of confidence in who you are and just able to be your authentic self around others. And that isn't a one-dimensional version of you, is it? There are so many facets, and also we influence these facets. There's a nature to us for sure, but there's also a will. We get to choose how we want to be. No one has to be a good parent. It's a choice, perhaps an instinct, but a choice ultimately. No one has to be a good friend. It's a choice you make. No one has to, be successful. It's a choice in a sense. And I know everybody's path is different, but I hope you know what I'm trying to say here. Alright, so sorry if you hear any noises in the background. My son is home with me today. We're gonna light our candle and set an intention. If you're curious what we're going to do in this session, I don't know if I should leave things to unfold or if people like to hear what's coming up, but we're going to be doing some cleansing, plucking, pulling, sort of releasing those last, I don't want to say it that way, releasing any elements of what was so we can fully embody what is. It's not necessarily this clear it out, then replace it. I'm looking at it more of a bring it in and let it go, but I still want to work on some plucking and pulling while still honoring that we're pulling in, or we're allowing ourselves to sort of activate in this time of manifesting and shift and reality shifting, really. We're also going to be focusing on using light to activate, unfold, bring to the surface, guide, shift. I don't want to say compartmentalize, but something like that, like bring a level of structure, of skeletal, of support systems, support pathways within ourselves to, again, like really allow that unfolding of this shifted version of us. We'll do some visualizations and some sweeping to let it really settle in. Alright, so if you have your own intention you'd like to set, you can just kind of picture yourself carving it into the wax here. So I'll take this little book and I'm just gonna draw some lines, and you can kind of see yourself drawing these lines, or as I draw these lines, your intention is kind of filling in the gap. It's like space for the intentions. It's simple, but we'll work with it. Right, so just gonna place that in the candle holder. behalf of the highest and greatest good. Ooh, thunder. In perfect comfort and alignment. Charging our intentions, carrying it out through all these facets of these crystals to carry your intention to hold space, and so it is, as within, so without, as without, so within. Bring some heat. We're just going to send it in. Work through the channels, the meridians, through your body, etheric body, connecting to physical and beyond. Just sort of anoint, appreciate all that has been, all that you've learned, all the love you've experienced, all the love you've shared, all the amazing experiences you've had, all the lessons, all the growth, all the scars, all the tears and laughter and dreaminess and imaginative experiences, all of it, just bringing in an appreciation for what is, what has been, what's got us here. Calling in through the gateway as you receive, filling your, again, etheric field, your spirit body, your electrons, your charge, your force with this power of manifesting, with this power of transforming, with this ability to step into a new world, a new you, upgraded in a sense, or different story. Oh my god. Different time, different skills, new connections, a new phase. Maybe this is a phase where you travel more. Maybe this is a phase of friendships. Maybe this is a phase of isolation and going in and working on something for yourself. Maybe you're stepping into the role as a caregiver or parent or serving, showing up, serving the collective. Maybe you're really working through some deep shadow work and gonna come out on the other side. I know for me it really has been a year of really tremendous transformation and experiences. I can look back and date it, and it's wild to me. So we're just calling that in, this flow. It continues, it is here. It is magnetic, it is movement, just as the planets moving through the universe here. So does this energy move through you. And as this fills up, we're going to call out. Make way, make room. Whether we're pulling habits, thought patterns, pessimism, negativity, whatever it might be, pulling out, letting it go. It just doesn't serve you. And we'll collect it and move it through the fire, pulling it out. tiredness, or the way that you don't let yourself rest, whatever it might be for each individual. Releasing exactly what is right for you to release. Just breathe and let it go. Just breathe out. And pull. And pull. Clearing. Coming out from the depths, coming out from the gut. Could be fear, could be relationships that don't serve you, attachments that don't serve you, a feeling of need that doesn't serve you. It can be aspects of your avatar, aspect of your ego. We're just letting it out. Out through the heart, people pleasing, or whatever might be influencing or obstructing your, the majority of your force, your personal power, your time, your energy, your thought, going to something that is not aligned to you. Release through the communication, the self-talk, the interpretation, the expression, the vision, the inner vision. Pulling. Through, over the head, sorry. Over the head. And we'll pull from here. Anything that doesn't serve your connection to the beyond. Pairs of scissors, these little snake serpent ones. Somebody has like a crow or a raven or something out there. It's not a common bird sound that I hear. So here, we're just cutting through, intending to connect with more of the physical cords, the routines, the habits perhaps that are ready to be let go of because, again, you're charged with a upgraded, sorry for saying it that way, but upgraded day to day, upgraded how you carry yourself, upgraded how you care for yourselves, upgrade what you allow to your physical body to be exposed to, or your thoughts. So we want to clear through and cut these cords related to the physical, a neediness, and again, only what is holding you back in any way, only what is approved by your higher self to be released. Insecurities, a false feeling of security, and how you achieve that. Kind of trimming through. I think for some people when it's deep, it's even related to childhood. How we grew up, our household, where we coddled, where things handed to us, where we sheltered. Did we miss out on some important lessons? Were we left to our own devices? Did we learn to parent ourselves and others at a young age? What does that change in how we show up in our relationships? What does that influence, And if it is not serving, let's trim it away. I'm gonna do some. I'm gonna go over the crown. Third eye area. The throat. Heart. Solar. Sacral. And root. Addressing any blockages here and all throughout your system. Just work through, just support, like really releasing from these points. I think that when we're in these transmutational, transformative spaces, times in our life, a lot of energy gets gunked up, backed up, and we become out of alignment. Kind of like how when you go to clean your room or clean at all, sometimes you have to make a mess before it gets clean again, you know? Like you gotta kind of pull it all out. So there's a lot of uprooting, and these are these like vortexes that can become kind of congested when there's that much moving. And add to that a level of sort of like unsurety because it's new, because it feels awkward at first, potentially, things like that. It just kind of creates more opportunity for energy coagulation in the point. So I'm just gonna tap down the side of your body. I'm gonna tap on your chest. Kind of like clavicle and up into. We want that lymph to flow. Alright, and we're just going to focus down the spine. Pardon me. Back of the head. Around the hips. And down the lower meridian. So we just want that all flushing out. Flushing through. Use this feather. Sorry for the noise. I'm gonna use this feathery one to focus more on the flow, like trimming blockages of that flow from the beyond, the information from your higher self, from your higher soul, your instinct, downloads, and also that energy field. So I'm trying to put this into words the best way I can, but for me, when I feel like I'm shifting into a different version of myself, or going through this sort of really, big process, it's it can feel instantaneous, but it's also something coming, and I've felt it coming, though I couldn't explain it precisely at the same time until it happens, and I'm like, oh, that's what that was. So even when I'm not sure how it's fully going to manifest, there's still that period of creating that version of yourself and having it become like charged, like having it be ready for you to shift your consciousness into. So I want to address any blockages that are inhibiting in any way that really full power source of energizing the version of yourself or the consciousness of you that you're about to shift into. And we're going to work through similarly the primary energy points. So crown, third eye, throat. Letting that like full intelligence flow into the throat, the full intuition, the full connection, the power of shifting consciousness in the third eye here, the force from the beyond, the connections, all of the connections experienced in this world, but also into the next. This sort of multi-dimensional spider web of connection. Throat. Heart, the messages of your heart flowing in, clearly knowing your needs in this lifetime. Clearly knowing what feels right to you, what fulfills you, what's the next step. You don't have to know the whole plan. What feels best right now? What feels best coming up? What is your heart craving? It's the path, it's the compass. So full connection with that. Charging your solar here as we clear. Flowing in, receiving the power, the force of you, your will, your actions, your sense of self. Who are you becoming? You can even give yourself a new name, change your handle, rebrand. The sacral, clearing any old attachments, energetic attachments, so that those new connections, new creativity can come in. And it's not always new, but it's shifted in some way. It's different. It's more aligned. The roots, letting the force of the beyond, of the new reality, of just universal life force energy, like the raw deal, the raw stuff, flow in for supporting your resources, your connection to resources, your connection to the body that you are moving into, in a sense, or the activation of your cells, the mind of your cells, the mind of your blood, the code. Okay, and we're gonna just do some pulling. Okay. to soothe, just to let it like move more easily down the body. Grounding it in, sharing it through your actions, through the light you hold. We're going to be working with blue light. And we're going to focus on the light as a, how can we say this best? Like a guiding force, representation of your light, of your divine knowing, of your super consciousness, of your subconscious, of moving energy, shifting consciousness, bringing this in from more of that like spiritual spirit energy to ground it into the physical. Alright, so we're going to just move through and let the light guide. I don't have to guide it. We'll just think about your light, your consciousness, your shifting. I'm going to move down and up and down and side to side and forward and backward and forward and backward and all around you. Choosing blue here for that consciousness connection. It's not just your thought, right? It's your emotions. Maybe it's more accountability for your emotions. Maybe it's more control. Reading. Controlling how you allow your emotions to react. How you allow yourself to react. The light. Harmonizing. Calling this in through this shift of consciousness, which is the same as a shift in reality. And again, side to side, side to side. Round. Draw it in. Okay, we're gonna take this gorgeous, like really water clear quartz from Monk and Moon. It's a cathedral quartz. I think that's the right word for it. And we're gonna envision ourselves in here. Can you see yourself standing in a structure or in a seed, in a chamber of sorts, in a gateway, in a doorway, in a pool, in a bath, in the waves, buried in the earth, whatever feels good to you. See yourself here and see the changes. Call in your visualization skills here and see yourself at peace, perhaps. See yourself abundant, generous. See yourself holding your boundaries. See yourself speaking your truth. See yourself living authentic. Truly, truly authentic. Truly accountable. True to you. Even when people don't understand it. And even when people can't really connect, it doesn't matter, because this is really your journey. And look at it eventually. What do you dress like? What kind of car do you drive? Do you drive a car at all? What does your house look like? What is your day-to-day like? What do you feel like most of the time? Do you feel content, happy, secure, excited, in the flow continuously? Do you feel rested, patient, compassionate, energized? Call it in and feel it. See yourself. Do you see yourself taking trips? Do you see yourself surrounded by others? Do you see yourself having time alone? Have you switched careers? Have you changed the way you listen to music? Are you taking classes? Have you developed some skills? What's different? See it and call it in to your consciousness. As below, so above. As above, so below. And we're just gonna fan it through. Just sort of let the pieces fall, let the consciousness shift. Find yourself waking in this new reality that you've attuned to through your shift in consciousness. And watch how different things are. Focus on the eyes. I want to go through this like you're coming, like you're coming through into this new reality. Like when you go in the water and you put the water up to here and it just has such a cool feeling. You know that you're emerging here. I'm just gonna tap super gently on the lymph. Under the arms. Down. Throat. Okay. Well, thank you so very much for allowing me to share a little piece of your path and for being such a significant part of mine. From the very bottom of my heart, I bow to the divine in you and to this beautiful connection that we share. So very much love.